Okay, for our first example, we're going to take a look at converting from polar to rectangular coordinates. So looking at example A on your worksheet, we are given the polar coordinate 3, 3 pi over 4. So I know that in this case, my r value is going to equal 3, and theta, of course, is going to be 3 pi over 4. Now, when we convert from polar to rectangular coordinates, we want to make sure that we, of course, end up with an x and y value. So in order to do so, we need to go ahead and convert both of those. The first thing I'm going to use is the fact that x is going to equal r times the cosine of theta, and similarly y is going to equal r times the sine of theta. So I can go ahead and use both of these formulas to help me find my x and y value. So we're going to go ahead and get started with those. In order to find x, I'm going to go ahead and plug in r and theta. So I'm going to have x equals 3 times the cosine of 3 pi over 4. If I look at my unit circle, I know that the cosine of 3 pi over 4 is going to equal negative root 2 over 2. And once I go ahead and simplify that, we should wind up with x equals negative 3 root 2 over 2. Okay, similarly, I can go ahead and find my y coordinate by using the formula r times sine of theta. So r is 3, sine of 3 pi over 4. I'm going to go ahead and evaluate 3 pi over 4 using my unit circle. And we should get 3 times positive root 2 over 2. And as soon as we simplify that, we should wind up with positive 3 root 2 over 2. So I do want to make sure that I go back and write it as an ordered pair. So my ordered rectangular coordinate should be negative 3 root 2 over 2, comma, positive 3 root 2 over 2. I would suggest going ahead and making sure that you have both of these formulas written down on your paper so that you can reference them as a later date. At this point, I would like you to go ahead and pause the video and try part B on your own. Please take note that we have changed point Q to r being 20 and our theta being negative 60 degrees. So if you have not yet made that change on your note sheet, please go ahead and do so now and go ahead and try the problem on your own. Okay, as you finish, go ahead and check your work with what's on the screen. Make sure that we are evaluating for cosine with x and sine with y. So cosine of negative 60 degrees on the unit circle should be 1/2. 20 times 1/2 gives us 10 for our x value. And sine of negative 60 degrees on the unit circle is going to give us a value of negative root 3 over 2. So as soon as this is simplified, we should wind up with a y value of negative 10 root 3. So once again, we can make sure to write it as an ordered pair with a final answer, positive 10, comma, negative 10 root 3.